Our next film is something different. It's called The Hours and Times, and it's a dramatization of the relationship between John Lennon and Brian Epstein, the brilliant tortured manager of the Beatles, a homosexual who was tormented by an unrequited love affair with the rock star. According to the film, which bills itself as more of a dramatization than documentary, Lennon admired Epstein but wouldn't love him physically. The black and white film covers just a few days in their lives, a vacation they took together in Barcelona in 1963. There was always the undercurrent of sex in their talk.
Wasn't that right? Isn't she especially nice?
Yes.
What's your problem, Eppie?
Well, no problem. It's just this was supposed to be 4 days solid relaxation for you without any distractions.
Look, we can still have that. She's just a bird. Birds are harmless. Otherwise, we're liable to drive each other mad, left to our own devices.
Care to elaborate?
That's David Angus, excellent as Epstein, and Ian Hart as Lennon. When they finally get to town, they meet a Spanish businessman who Lennon, in a perverse mood, tries to fix up with Epstein, without any luck.
Why the hell did you go on like that?
He was interested in you.
Rubbish. In you, maybe.
Yeah, well, I'm a happily married man, just like he is.
Right, and as soon as he knew that, he had nothing left to say to either of us.
What I like about this movie is that I would enjoy this tragic love story even if it weren't about John Lennon and Brian Epstein. The Epstein character is so well drawn and modestly acted, he's so sad knowing that a woman inevitably will come between them.
Hello, Marianne.
Oh, hello. I hope I'm
He's
not
waiting
disturbed.
for you.
Excellent performances there. The Hours and Times runs only 60 minutes. That will make booking it difficult, but I think it definitely has the heft and gravity of a full-blown feature film with first-rate performances and the kind of mature conversation and emotion that is really missing from today's homogenized and so often juvenile American movies.
I didn't react to it that way at all, Gene. I think that you're a little overwrought in calling it a tragic love story. Have you ever spent a weekend with somebody that you wanted to sleep with and they didn't want to sleep with you? I mean, that's not tragedy, that's just life.
Oh, but Roger,
I
think, let me explain why that's tragedy.
Why is that tragedy?
Why is that tragedy?
Yeah.
If you really love someone, okay, and they won't love you back, and why would you pull out, well, just let me stay with this.
Yeah.
Why would you pull out one weekend and say that that's insignificant when obviously these two gentlemen have known each other in Liverpool for a long time, are going to have a whole lifetime together, and that weekend stands for their whole life? I mean, you've heard of the concept of microcosm.
I've heard of the concept of having a crush on somebody, not getting anywhere with them, and that's just the way it goes. This movie, to me, would have had almost no interest at all if it hadn't involved Brian Epstein and John Lennon. If these people had been named Tom and Harry, nobody would have cared about this story, this weekend, or this movie.
Now,
it is only because of the celebrity connection with the Beatles that it was even made into a film, and there's no insight here that's particularly about either one of these people.
Well, I think there are very clear portraits about it, the two guys. One is a very special character. He's not just a rock star manager. He's a guy who is a tortured soul. The
tortured soul?
Absolutely.
John Lennon?
No. Rock star manager. He's just a tortured soul.
Tortured soul, Brian Epstein. Yes. I'll say it that way.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Yes. He's not a tortured soul?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't think he's any more tortured than everybody watching this show has been on occasion.
Roger, I think the man ended his life, took his own life. You don't think he's a tortured soul?
Oh, Gene, look, this is just an utterly semantic argument here.
Semantic? We're talking about a real person. And I think that we see a real person on screen. I'm amazed at your reaction to this picture. Coming up next...